Today's ceremony also holding sentimental value to Congressman Lewis. BNC's Brittany Jones has all of and they are highlights from today, Brittany.
Fred and Laverne, you could see people wiping tears during the emotional ceremony today. It was definitely a historic moment, but the most powerful was when Speaker Nancy Pelosi yielded to Congressman Lewis, and for one final time, we got the chance to hear his unique voice in the Capitol. It was one of the last times civil rights icon Representative John Lewis's colleagues would get the chance to say their goodbyes.
It is my personal privilege right now for me to yield to our beloved colleague, the distinguished gentleman from Georgia, Congressman John Lewis.
Hearing the audio of his voice as they sat circled around his American flag draped casket.
1957, I met Rosa Parks at the age of 17. In 1958, at the age of 18, I met Martin Luther King Jr., and these two individuals inspired me to get in the way, to get in trouble. So I come here to say to you this morning, on this beautiful campus, with your great education, you must find a way to get in the way. You must find a way to get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble.
Some wore masks that spelled out good trouble. Trouble that led him to be the first black lawmaker to lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda. Today, there were prayers, there were songs, and a wreath honoring the late congressman. A somber day, but a celebration of a life that will serve the nation.
Ready, step. Ready, step.
Representative William Lacey Clay was a good friend of Lewis, who's known him for nearly 50 years.
He taught me so much about perseverance, persistence, and he bridged the generations. He bridged generations, from his generation to mine and to future generations, and he taught us how to stay focused and to persist.
And Majority Whip Jim Clyburn says it's been a tough week losing his friend after serving 27 years together. They both continued the fight for voting rights.
That I think that we ought to dedicate this election year to John Lewis.
He made heroic contributions to our nation's march toward racial justice. He also brought an unforgettable example of moral urgency, respect, and love to Washington that left an impact on everyone he met.
Congressman Lewis's final days in the Capitol, now applauded with the job well done. Presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden showed up to pay his respects to Congressman Lewis. President Trump said he wasn't going to attend the memorial. But there will be a few more opportunities for people to pay their respects this week. Fred, Laverne.
All right, Brittany, thank you so much. There will be several more, as you mentioned, events honoring Representative Lewis, leading